Hello everyone and welcome to the Right Oracle. Today we are going to be delivering a message from Spirit about what next phase of your life you're about to step into. If you've seen my other videos before, my other channelings from Spirit before, there has been an emphasis on stepping onto your path, stepping into your power, releasing what no longer serves you so that you can fully step into the version of you that you're meant to become. And now that a lot of us are at this point where we are doing the work, even if it's been a little rocky, we are doing the work, we are putting in effort to transform our lives, to go down this path, to find our purpose. I wanted to ask Spirit, what does this next phase of our life look like? What does this next phase where we are fully stepping into our power look like? What does it look like? And I want to start with an oracle deck. So I'm starting with the Rose Oracle deck. And I really like this deck because it's so pretty, but it just gives these really divine messages. Anything else? Anything else? All the cards ended up jumping out anyway. All right, wow, these are a lot of cards. So this is probably messages for a few of y'all because there's many different phases that we're all stepping into as far as a collective. So the first card is Anointed, Answer the Call, Leadership, Empowerment, and Soul Gifts. I'm just gonna go through each of these cards and just channel a little bit about each card from Spirit. And so with this first card, you have Anointed, Answer the Call, Leadership, Empowerment, Soul Gifts. So I am getting that a lot of y'all are going to step into positions of leadership. A lot of y'all are going to have activations. It's like you're going to be developing your gifts, your skills, your abilities in a way where it's going to put you into the role of a leader of something. So some of you may be intuitives, some of you may be healers, some of you may be creatives, but you're the kind of creative that you're meant to introduce something new, in a new way of creating, or your kind of creating is something that is new and you are the leader, you are the pioneer of that way of creating. Answer the Call, Empowerment. Some of you are needed to step into these positions of leadership so that you can help to empower other people, and so that you can also be someone who activates other people's gifts. It's like you being able to fully step into your gift, fully step into your power, putting yourself out there, stepping into that leadership role helps others see that they have that energy within them as well. It like awakens others. And some of you are going to be used as a way to, I'm almost like getting the image of the Judgment card. If any of you are familiar with the Judgment card in tarot, the Judgment card has this like angelic figure that's coming from the sky with a trumpet, and it's like resurrecting these beings out of their like graves. So it's kind of like you are the angel in that imagery, and you're the one who's going to have the trumpet that's awakening everyone, giving them the signal that, hey, it's time for you to step into your role. It's time for you to step into your power. It's time for you to get to work. That's what I'm getting from this card. I'm getting so many chills right now. And if I sound like a little under the weather or tired or whatever, it's because I've been channeling all day. So I'm a little, but all right. So let's get to this next card. So once again, the question was, what phase are we stepping into? For this part of the collective who is taking the steps to move forward on their path, who is doing the work so that they can become the version of themselves that they're meant to be, who is going after the life that they deserve. The next card is the Bloom. And it says creations realize, right time, harvest, and celebrate. And so what I'm getting from this is it's like, I feel like it's going to be very easy for those who are stepping into this next phase of their life to like bring their creations into the 3D, to bring what's in their mind into their physical reality. It's going to be a lot easier. It's like this part of the collective is going to be riding a wave that things are just going to be, it's like you think something and it happens, because it's the time for this to happen is now. And it's like, I feel for a lot of you, you've been on this path of like doing a lot of healing, doing a lot of work to get to where you are right now, to finally feel like you're kind of sort of ready. Even if you're not fully ready, you're ready enough. But you've done a lot of work to get to where you are right now. And so this part of your journey is going to be one where you can have a lot of experiences, a lot of instances where you are told to celebrate. Because even though we're not, you know, at the end of our journey, even though we haven't made it to our destination yet, all that we have gone through so far to get to where we are right now has been a huge accomplishment. It's a huge accomplishment. And I think during this part of your journey, you need to make sure you're celebrating that as much as possible, staying into this energy of celebrating yourself and your accomplishments. Even the tiniest little step that you make it a point to celebrate it, because it hasn't been easy for you. You've gone through a lot to get to where you are. You've done a lot of work. You've committed yourself to this in one way or another, even if you've been on and off, even if you've been back and forth or teetering, even if you've had doubts, even if you've been fearful, even if you've allowed yourself to hold yourself back multiple times. For a lot of you in this collective, if you're seeing this video, you are someone who has kept going and you have kept trying despite your circumstances, despite how, you know, life was set up for you beforehand. You have continued to hold true to an inner truth, and because of that, you've been able to work through a lot to get to where you are right now. And so a lot of what you've been wanting is going to be coming to life. Maybe some of you have really just been wanting to detach from the matrix. That's kind of what I'm getting. Like, you've been wanting to detach from just the way that people live normally. You've been wanting to detach yourself from the normal everyday experience where someone, you know, like, they're born and then they go to school and then they graduate high school and then they go to college, and then from college they get a job, and then from getting that job maybe they come across somebody and they meet somebody, and then you end up getting married or just forming some kind of partnership, some type of family together. Even if it's like you, that person, and a dog, it's some type of structured family dynamic, relationship dynamic that is going along with what everybody else does. A lot of you have been wanting to detach from that, or maybe you're somebody who has always been detached from that. Like, you've always been somebody who didn't follow the status quo. You didn't follow like how life is meant to be lived as a human being growing up in like America, in this society, or wherever you're from. You didn't really follow the cultural, institutional, societal rules. Your life has been very unique. Your experience has been very unique. Maybe you didn't go to college. Maybe you didn't pursue higher education. Maybe you have always felt like an outcast because something about you has just felt different, and you've never had those desires to do things the same way that everybody else has done it. And so I don't even know what led me on to that point, but I think Spirit just wants me to, if you're watching this, call those people out who are in this collective. But this next phase of life is going to be one where your creations are just like, it's like you can really just go after whatever you want. And it's almost like this energy that you're moving into is so like fertile soil. And you can plant as many seeds as you want. And it's like the soil has such a fertile like substance in it that your seeds sprout a lot faster than you thought. And it's almost like they got Miracle Grow or something. And that Miracle Grow comes from Spirit. Like, Spirit is like sprinkling its pixie dust on these seeds, giving it that extra boost, helping you bring whatever you want into your reality. But this time is going to be very fertile for you all. A lot of what you've been working on so far it's going to be like manifesting easier. You're going to, the seeds that maybe you've planted a while ago, specifically getting like last year, you've planted some seeds for the life that you want now. And now those seeds are going to start growing into the fruits if they haven't already. For some of you, those seeds have grown into fruits, and now you're going to be able to harvest them and enjoy the fruits of your labor. So yeah, and when that happens, it's going to be a time for you to celebrate. Let's say if you had the goal to like build your following up to like 10 followers and you finally reach that goal, celebrate. I'm talking about go out. I'm talking about get dressed up. I'm talking about call your girls, call your homeboys. We going out for drinks. We going out to eat. We going out to whatever you like to do in your free time. Celebrate yourself, because staying in the energy of celebration will just help this snowball effect. It will create this like snowball effect of things just happening back to back to back to back, because you're recognizing that these things are real and that they're happening and that they're important to you and that they're huge accomplishments for you. So you celebrating the tiniest thing. Even if you finally brought yourself to submit an application for something, let's say you're creative and you wanted to apply for a grant for artists, or you wanted to submit a song to a radio station, or I'm getting like a lot of like your creative energy. Maybe you wrote your first song, or you learned how to play a song with the guitar for the first time without messing up. Like little things like that deserve to be celebrated, because those are huge accomplishments. The steps that you make in the beginning, honestly, in my opinion, are the hardest. And even though they're tiny steps, because when we're starting out on a journey, some of us are like, oh, let's go all in, let's do it. Like some of us are able to go all in and just hop right in and get with the program. And some of us may approach this new beginning with caution. And so we may take smaller steps. And those smaller steps, oh man, they are so hard, but like they are the most important. The beginning of anything is the most important, because it's better to have started than to not have started at all. It's better to have tried it it's better to have tried it than to not have tried it at all. So a lot of you have made those steps, and you may shrug it off or look past it as if like, oh, you know, I'm hearing, I forgot the word. It's like impersonating. It's the word that basically means, or the saying that basically means, you're someone who is able to do something, and once you get the success, you don't believe you deserve it. The word is like slipping my mind. But impersonator, I don't know. Anyways, maybe that's not meant to be included in the message, but either way, a lot of y'all's manifestations are about to be popping like crazy. But let's move to the next card. Ooh, wow. These cards are like heavy hitters right now. So the next card is Come to Me. And it says, attracting like a rose, receive abundance desires. So, I mean, honestly, it kind of reminds me of the bloom card, where it's like, you know, harvest, creations, realize. So attracting like a rose. If you think of a rose, we are so fixated with roses. Roses are like just the ultimate symbol of like femininity or beauty or just love. We are attracted to a rose. And what does a rose do? It just chills in its little rose bush, and yet we gravitate towards its beauty, even though it has, you know, thorns and stuff like that, and it could hurt our hands, our fingers when we're trying to pluck it off. But that's kind of like Spirit is saying, like, that's your energy. You are just being you in all your beauty and all your glory and all of your sense and all of your, like, you're just being you, and you will attract anything. Honestly, you will be able to attract what you need. If you think about it from like a rose perspective, maybe a rose, if it had the desire to be picked, all I gotta do is just sit there and it's picked. And so apply that same kind of logic to like you, of how you're just being, you're doing what you do best, you're doing what you like to do, and you are picked for the experience that you've been wanting to have just by existing. You are picked to receive abundance. You are picked to fulfill your desires. And it's not like, I'm getting the energy of, it's not something you have to like work hard for. It's not something you have to strive for. It's not something you have to like work towards, hustle. It's not any of that kind of energy, because what I'm getting from this card is, it's a very feminine energy. It's very receptive. It's very like, I'm just in my energy. I am all of me, and I still attract the opportunities my way. I still attract everything that I could need and then some. I still attract things that satisfy my desires. I attract my cake and I get to eat it too. So that is what I'm getting from this card. I'm also getting like, I really need to be looking at these images. I'm just like looking at the words and I'm like, Spirit, speak through me. Oh, so I'm also getting from this card, I don't know if you can see it, but like, it is a woman, and she's like, she has her head up like that. And like, there is this glowing energy in her throat chakra. And she's like laying on these petals, and she's just like, like, and so I'm definitely like getting this very, I'm getting this very like powerful feminine energy from this card. But I'm also getting like, it's almost like when you are in your feminine, when you are in an energy of receiving, you just get what you want. When you are not trying to like survive or hustle for the thing that you want, you'll get what you want with ease. And then in the image, there's also like this little bee. There's this little bee that's like hovering above her. That's hovering above her. And when we think of bees, specifically like male bees, they pollinate plants. A plant has the desire to multiply itself, to replicate itself, and all the plant has to do, or all the flower has to do, is just sit there and be beautiful. And a little bee will come along to pass along some pollen, or to collect some pollen or whatever, so then those seeds can spread and grow abundantly. Wow, this image is so strong. And so just like the flower had that desire to multiply, to become abundant in its own energy, you can do the same thing by calling it in through your throat chakra, saying it out loud, expressing what you want out loud to the universe, and saying like, hey universe, I want this. I want this in my life. I want to have this experience. I call in this. By you expressing it to the universe, or you can ask your spirit team, you can ask your higher self, you can ask your ancestors, but by you expressing it, you just become like a little antenna, or you become that little flower that's ready to be pollinated, or ready to have its seeds spread and multiplied. So wow, like this is, I'm getting like chills, because it's just so. Oh, and there's also a hummingbird in this imagery too, and hummingbirds are known for, I believe, spreading pollen too, pollinating plants as well. So wow, how powerful. And she's just like literally laying there like in all of her beauty. I'm even like getting like you just laying down and just like visualizing like the life that you want, or maybe the next step that you want to take, or the thing that you want to call in, like you just like laying down in a relaxed state and doing it that way. But yeah, oh, how beautiful. I'm getting an energy of like excitement right now. I'm getting like this energy of just like, it's like spirit is trying to have me feel like it's excitement, but it's like this pure inner like joy within my heart space. It's just like, wow, like this can really happen. Hell yeah, this can happen. Okay, so the next card is called the Grandmothers, and it says, remember your roots, perspective, trust the weavings. Oh, okay. Oh, this card is really powerful. This is a really, really, really powerful card. What I'm getting from this is like giving me the vibe of ancestors, like specifically like the female ancestors, the women ancestors, the ancestors who incarnated as women, the ancestors that birthed the great grandma and the grandma and then the mother who birthed you, those ancestors. It's like the next phase that you're stepping into is almost like a way of venerating her or them. Okay, y'all, I am back. My camera died. Okay. The message kind of got cut off, but we're going to continue from where we left off. As I was saying, the grandmother card jumped out, and I was saying that basically, like, it's almost like you, this next phase of your life, you're going to be venerating your ancestors. You're going to be, it's almost like, it feels like something that your ancestor started within your lineage. Specifically, you know, a woman within your lineage. She started something. Or perhaps she had certain gifts, certain abilities. And through the mother line, the maternal line, being in touch with those gifts, those traits, those characteristics, it just over time just kind of like not vanished, but like got suppressed. And so here you are. Now you have these gifts, and you're the one in the lineage. You're the one who has been chosen to venerate your ancestors, to continue the work that they started, or to further develop this ability, this skill, these gifts. So then if you do decide to continue your lineage, it'll be much easier for them to tap into their gifts and to live a life where they're connected to whatever. It'll be a lot easier because you did the work. But yeah, I'm also like, this card is also saying, remember your roots, trust the weaving. I'm also getting that you could be in this next phase being guided by that specific ancestor. And if you would like to speak directly to your ancestor, there's multiple ways you can go about it. One of the ways is to set up an altar space and to meditate at your altar space, or just call out to whatever ancestors are around you who are helping you on your journey at this time, and ask them to send you a sign, or ask them to show up in a dream. Let them know that you want to connect. Another way you can do this is I offer spirit guide and ancestor channeling. So I have that service. It's linked down below in the description box. So if you want to speak directly to your ancestors, I can channel messages from your ancestors that way, and you can hear directly from them. And yeah, that's another way. This ancestor is definitely going to be guiding you through this next phase, because you probably are going to be doing something that you didn't expect to do, or you didn't expect. Like, perhaps some of you have had an inkling that this is like the next step for you, but for those who didn't know, or didn't know that they were capable of this, or didn't know like this is something that they should do, your ancestor is going to be guiding you through that process. I'm so tired right now. I'll use myself as an example. I've been working with my ancestors, and they've been helping me get back into like herbalism and like hoodoo, and learning how to work with what you have to enrich your life and to connect with yourself and to heal yourself. So they've been like getting me back into it. I was like into it years ago, but on this journey you have your ups and you have your downs, and so I lost that aspect of myself, or just lost touch with it. And so they've been like helping me get back into it and kind of guiding me with my studies and stuff. And that could be something that an ancestor is trying to do for you, like guide you through your creation process, guide you through your next steps, guide you through this next chapter. So be willing to receive any like guidance, any messages, any synchronicities from your ancestors, because they definitely want to work with you to make this next chapter like rich, really like connected to your roots, connected to where you come from. connected to where your lineage comes from. You could be someone who immigrated to the country that you're living in, or was stolen from the country that you were living, that your ancestors were living in before, and they maybe experienced a lot of trauma and experienced a lot of hardship. And but there's also a lot of practices in culture that didn't get passed down through the lineage to reach you. So now your ancestors are coming around to help you connect back to those practices, connect you back to that culture, connect you back to the things that are like burrowed deep within your DNA. So if they have you doing some like really like, I wonder if this is like one of your ancestors coming through right now. If they have you doing some things that you're just like, what? Like what? Like, what you mean, dude? Put this in that. Like, what do you mean? Try this out. Like, go here. Like, they have you doing some things that like don't make sense. Just do it. Just do it. Because they're trying to guide you through something. And it's like, as I look at this word perspective, it's like they see something you don't. They see something you don't. They have access to information that you don't have access to, or perhaps you don't understand it fully yet. So just listen to them. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next card. The next card that jumped out was the Wastelands, and it says sustainability, slow down, tend to your garden. So I'm getting, for some of you, in this new chapter, you're going to need to build whatever you are currently building. You're going to need to go along the path that you're currently on in a way that is doable for you. And that may require like some reflecting, taking some time to pause every now and then to see like if there's anything that is coming up that is like rejecting this, if there's any emotions, any patternings, any things that you just need to like release. Because I'm getting like the further you go down this path, the deeper you go, the more work that you do to uproot the old rotten roots, the more that's going to come up that you need to address. And so it's going to be important for you to at times slow down, tend to yourself, take care of yourself. Self-care. I've also been getting this message a lot within just like readings with clients, and within my own personal readings is like taking care of yourself, making sure to give yourself love and attention and care, because you're gonna need it. Because a lot of like when you see just how much you are capable of and just how much you can do, and realize the fact that you could have done this whole time, when you start to see your success coming in, you can kind of be like, dang, I really was just like wasting my potential. Like I really was just like not, like I really just was like afraid to step into my power. And now that I just ripped the band-aid off and I stepped into my power, it could have been this easy from the jump, and I just allowed all this suffering to happen to myself. Like, so you can get to a point where it's like that. And so tending to yourself, tending to the parts of you that may be a little bit more sensitive to your growth, it's going to be important so that you can continue to move forward. And then I'm also getting that in this next phase, it's going to be exciting. Like, I just feel like things are going to be popping off left and right, but there's going to be a need for you to know when it's time to act, know when it's time to like go, run, and then knowing when it's time to rest. I'm getting in my head cycle syncing. So like for women or those with like feminine bodies, I'm getting that syncing your productivity or syncing like your schedule or your week or your months with your period. So, and this is actually something that I've been getting into too. I came across information that says like when you're on your period, that's your time of rest. That's your time of introspecting, reflecting. That's the time where you like kind of take stock of everything that's going on, and then you like purge, you know, the things that you no longer need, the energies that that are no longer helping you to move forward. Based off of the phases that you're in is the type of energy that you tap into. So like usually during the time when we're ovulating, that's when our testosterone levels are the highest, and that's when we'll probably feel like, oh my gosh, I can do anything, I can take on the world right now. And so I'm kind of getting like working with that cycle. Like when you have the energy, get it going. When you got the energy, get it crack-a-lacking. But when you don't got the energy and your body's telling you to sit down, sit down. When you feel exhausted, rest. Because success is gonna come. But I feel like for some of you, you are used to like really like hustling. You're used to like gotta keep working at this nonstop. Like that's your way of success. That's your way of bringing in success. But this new phase is gonna require you to know when it's time to take care of yourself. Know when it's time to relax. Know when it's time to slow down. Know when it's time to chill. Know when it's time to purge, release, you know. I'm also getting like human design. Maybe some of you need to look into your human design to see like how that impacts your like whether you do something or not. I know for like manifesting generators or manifestors, it's like you only take action or act on things when your body is saying yes. When your body is like, yes, I can do this. That's when you take action. And usually when you're working within that energy, that's when things are in flow. That's when things are in alignment. But when you are trying to make something happen and you're experiencing like frustration or you're just working against your energy, working against the energy that you have at the moment, then that's when you experience that frustration and those delays and just things not working out. Things not working out how they should. Things not feeling as smooth as they should. So if any of you are familiar with human design, maybe that's something that you should look into to see like how to respond to this cycle so that your progress during this phase is sustainable. It's something that you can maintain. It's not like you're like jumping head first and like swimming super freaking long mile laps and trying to keep your pace going the entire time. It's you like sometimes you're floating on your back, sometimes you're paddling along, sometimes you're like sinking to the bottom a little bit, sometimes you're swimming back to the surface. Like it's you embracing the ups and downs, the backs and forths, the like I'm getting the image of like the Two of Pentacles, where in the background of the image it's like a ship that's going like up and down on the waves. Like it's still staying afloat, but it's still going up and down these waves. And being able to adjust when maybe your energy levels are different or your emotions are different will help you sustain this next phase. Because I'm also getting that like some of you may burn out. It's like success is coming your way and you're like, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? What do I do now? What do I do now? Okay, do. And you could reach a state where you're burning out, and that's not what we want in this next phase. We don't want burnout. We want sustainability. We want something that we can consistently pour into at our own pace, working with our own cycles. So that's that card. Now we got 3 more cards to get to. I don't even think I'm going to get to tarot. I think these oracle cards is really encompassing all the messages that you all need to hear today. The next card is the Sacred Union. The Sacred Union, beloved within, inner and outer relationships. I mean, I'm getting like, of course, in this next phase, in this next chapter, this is going to like help you develop a relationship with yourself that you've never had before. And this could be like you developing a relationship with a confident version of yourself, or with a version of yourself that is a leader. Like it feels like there's something that's going to be coming up out of you that you're going to be interacting with, like a version of you that's coming to the surface that you now have access to tap into, you now have access to develop, you now have access to like pull from. Like, for example, everyone has an inner child. Some of us have our inner child locked up. Some of us are freely expressing our inner child. But all of us have an inner child. And based on what phase of life we're in or what we're doing in the moment, we're able to tap into our inner child, and we're able to talk to our inner child and develop a relationship with our inner child so that we can experience deeper healing. Something like that. Like this next phase is going to bring up a new part of you that you probably didn't know you had in you, or didn't know that existed. Or maybe some of you did know, but you just didn't get to see her in action, see her or him in action. And now you get to develop this relationship with this part of yourself. And like, what I'm getting, like, since it's like a sacred union, it's like a perfect blend of energies. Like you both are going to be working together towards whatever goals. You're going to be working together to develop this part of your life. That's really beautiful. Beloved within. This is all like internal energy. I was thinking like maybe this had to do with like love coming in from outside. And maybe for some of you, you could be receiving like or developing relationships outside of you. Romantic relationships, or deepening just love within your relationships. But it's really mainly focused on the relationship you're developing within yourself. How deep can you go with yourself? How much more love can you give yourself? How much more care can you give yourself? How much more attention can you give to yourself? And by you doing that, that's going to, of course, impact the relationships outside of you. It's going to reflect outwardly. You may come across people who are willing to pour into you more because you've been pouring into yourself. People who are more compassionate, people who are more patient, people who are more willing to meet you where you are right now and where you're headed. Yeah, that's what I'm getting from this card. Let's move on to the next. So the next card is the child within. Inner mother, innocence, gentleness, and tenderness. Oh, that's so beautiful. So it's like an imagery of a woman, and she's like holding a baby like this, like holding a baby, and it's almost like she's holding it at her heart. So it's like your inner child exists within your heart space. And so it's like you're holding your heart, you're holding your inner child, you're mothering your inner child through this process. So what I'm getting from this card is like, I just want to like be so gentle, because like, I feel like for some of you, you're going to have to tap into an energy where you're kinder to yourself, where you're gentle, and you're like treating this new version of you that's emerging as if it's a child and you're the mom. It's like you're seeing its development. Or maybe it's not even this new version of you, but it could be like you birthing something into the real world, like a business or a creative project, or just like something that you've created. But I'm getting that like you need to make sure you're like nurturing this aspect of yourself, nurturing this business, nurturing this creation, nurturing that song, nurturing that idea, pouring into it, developing it, being interested in its development. It's like you're looking at this part of you, how moms are. They're like excited for your growth. And of course, I don't know your upbringing. We all have had different experiences, but what moms are supposed to be is like, caring and nurturing and just like really attentive to our growth. And I think this phase of your life is going to need that. It's going to need you to handle this phase of your life with tenderness, with care. And that could be through you, like, you know, talking kind to yourself, giving yourself words of encouragement, nurturing yourself, seeing what you need in order to continue or in order to step into this version of yourself. Sometimes, you know, for let's say, let's compare this phase of your life as if you're like riding a bike for the first time. If you are mothering yourself, you are going to be giving yourself words of encouragement, like, yes, you can do this, you are capable, you're able to ride this bike, and it's okay if you fall, it's okay if you scrape your knee. What's important is that you get back up and that you keep going. Even if you need to take a second to chill out, have a good cry because that tumble that you took hurt a little bit. Even if you need to do that, I'm going to give you a balm to soothe the pain. I'm going to be there for you, and I'm going to give you unconditional love because you deserve it. Like how a child is exploring the world for the first time, this new phase is going to kind of like mirror that. Like you're going to be exploring a whole new world for yourself. And so you're going to really need to like be patient with yourself, be compassionate, and like really nurture yourself through this, care for yourself through this. If you're feeling uncertain, if you're having doubts, if you're feeling scared, give yourself the nourishment that you need to feel replenished and to feel confident again. When we get a mother's love, it's like when we get that support from a mother, it's like fuel. It helps you to keep going. But if you're somebody who's like really hard on yourself and you like hold over your head the mistakes that you make, or you just take failures really, really hard instead of like making sure that you're able to maintain innocence, it could be really hard for you in this next phase. You could start to feel like you're not deserving of it if you're not being kind and gentle with yourself. That is what I'm getting from this card. I'm kind of just going through these cards fast because your girl is tired. Okay, so now the last card. It's called Held. So it says sureness of the soil, unseen help, support, and community. You know, the first thing that I'm getting from this card is like your spirit team, your ancestors, your higher self, your counsel, the people who are backing you right now, or maybe not people, they're, you know, energies, entities, whatever, your angels, whatever entities that you work with, they are like behind you right now. They got your back. Like they are ready to support you. For some of you, you may not realize how much help you have behind the scenes. Like y'all got armies. Y'all got armies behind y'all. Like there's a lot of beings behind you right now that do not play. They do not play about you. They don't play about your safety. They don't play about your growth. They don't play at all. And for some of you, that's why it's been, maybe you've been getting like the messaging last month or the month before of why you need to be on your path right now. And it could have been coming through strong because your army, your team, your council, your ancestors, your spirit team, they do not play around when it comes to your mission and your purpose. And they're going to make sure you get on track, and you stay on track. And if you're off track, all you got to do is ask them to help you get back on. But yeah, y'all got some heavy hitters in your camp right now. And I'm seeing like this imagery of, so in this imagery, it's like an older lady, like a grandma type energy. There goes that grandmother energy coming through again. I hope you can see it. It's almost like she is like coming through and she's like watching over you very closely. She's always like nearby. There may be times where you can feel her. She might even like touch your arm or something. I'm getting chills and I'm getting like touches on my body as I say that. But she's like, in the imagery, she's like looking over this woman who's in fetal position. And it looks like she's kind of like pouring into her. And so I'm kind of getting like this next phase, you may feel so vulnerable, so like almost like raw. Like you may like just feel like you are walking through the world naked right now. Like you ain't got no clothes on. Like you are that vulnerable. And at times it could feel really, really, really scary and just uncertain, because you're going to be dealing with a lot of uncertainty in this next phase. Like things, it's like you're going to see the things that you've asked for and that you've been wanting. You're going to encounter it. You're going to like experience a lot of new things, but like familiar things that, you know, familiar in concept, familiar in theory, but new and unfamiliar in real life, in action, in actuality. And it's gonna make you feel a little, you know, vulnerable, a little scared, a little like, oh my God, this is happening. Can I do this? Like, am I really able to do this? Am I really capable to do this? Like, can I really go down this path and like it be something, like actually be something and stay and stick? And it's not just like something that comes and goes, but it's something that is like permanent. And so when you're going through periods like this, Spirit is saying like, lean on your support system, lean on your communities, lean on your ancestors, lean on your spirit team, lean on your angels, ask them for help, ask them for clarity, ask them for support, ask them to soothe your heart, ask them to help you to feel comfortable with all of this, so that you don't, you know, resort to patterns of like self-sabotage or like just feeling like you don't deserve it. Just ask for help. Ask for help. And I'm also saying that with this, perhaps like your ancestors, your spirit team may be activating some things within you to help you navigate this phase of your life easier. Maybe they're planting some seeds, giving you some energy, helping you to unlock some parts of you that you need at this time. Planting some ideas to help keep you going. Kind of also getting like initiation from this card. It's like this grandma figure is like almost like praying over this person that's in this fetal position. It's almost like she's praying over her, praying life into her, giving her life energy, giving her light energy. I'm also getting kind of like you working with other deities as well for this next phase to help you accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. So like, for example, if you feel like you need more courage, you need more strength, asking your ancestors to give you strength, asking your ancestors to give you courage. If there's certain gifts that you need to develop and you're just like having a hard time developing, seeing what deities, what entities you gravitate towards that can help you develop that. I know like if you're like getting into witchcraft, Hecate is a really, really, really like great goddess to work with if you're becoming a practicer of magic. But like that's an example of how you can call on deities, goddesses, gods, entities to pour into you, to help you unlock this version of yourself that you're becoming. Maybe for some of you, you're going to need courage. Maybe for some of you, you're going to need to be very bold. Maybe for some of you, you may need help like communicating better or like bringing your creative ideas into the physical, mapping out your creative ideas, creative projects, putting out your creative projects. Some of you are going to need help with that. And so definitely call on your support systems that are behind the veil, because they're ready. They're like when I tell you, like they're just like waiting like this, like she's gonna ask. Are they gonna ask? Is he gonna ask? Like, we're here, just kicking dust with our feet, waiting for them to ask us to help out. That's the kind of energy I'm getting. Like, that is the imagery I'm getting. Like, they are so ready. Some of them are ready for action, but they are so ready to help you with this next phase, because they've been like doing everything in their power to get you here. And now that you're like about to take that step, about to take that leap, some of you already have, you just need to take a few more steps into it. Now that you're here, they're like, oh, finally, you get it. You're here. You've all the work that we've done to get you here has worked out. Okay, let's get to work. And it's of course continuously get to work. But now it's like, okay, you've actually like, this is like the real, like, before you were on training grounds, you were training for this, you were in, I don't know what the, I'm kind of getting like, you know, in the military where, I don't know, like in the army, whatever, like when you're like training to go into battle, that part of the whatever, the part where you're training, the part where you're like building yourself up and you're like working out and you're learning discipline and structure and all that stuff, and they're teaching you like what to do when you're on the front lines, and how to respond and how to shoot your, you know, how to, you know, all of those things. Like, you were in that period, and now you are now going to the front lines. This is the real work. This is like, you learned how to protect yourself. You learned how to regulate yourself, regulate your emotions. You learned that when these energies start to come up within you, arise within you, that you need to check in with yourself a certain way. You've learned so much through your healing, through, you know, the things that you've gone through. You've learned so much, and now you're headed to the front lines where all of this is going to be tested. All of this is going to be put into practice, and it's not like a test, like a practice test. It's like, all right, we're working with real world energy now. Like, we are out in the world. The freaking veil or like cover was ripped off of us, and now we are out in the world being seen. Like, for some of you, if you're on social media and in a part of this phase of your life is required for you to be on social media and putting yourself out there, you're going to be seen. You're going to be seen like crazy. And everything that you've learned, everything that your ancestors, your spirit team, the entities, the deities, the goddesses, the gods that you've been working with, or who've been helping you on the other side, to get you to where you are, everything that they've made sure you've gone through so that you've gotten to this point, they're going to need you, you know, to pull out, you know, to rely on your teachings, to rely on your knowledge, to rely on you. You're going to be relying on you. But they're also going to be literally standing behind you the entire time, waiting for you to ask them for help, waiting to step in to, you know, hand you this, or, you know, align this so that it's easier for you, to soothe you when you're just feeling unsettled. And so, yeah. And like the sureness of the soil, I'm also getting like you can be certain that they're going to support you. There is no doubting the universe anymore. There's no doubting the support from the other side. Like, you should know by now that if you're seeing this video, you should know by now that you got some people on the other side who have been helping you, and that they come through every time. So yeah, that is y'all's message. I'm so sleepy right now, but I'm gonna see, does Spirit have anything else that they want to say? Any other messages for those in the collective who are going through this phase right now, or stepping into this new phase? Alright, she's telling me to go to bed, so I'm gonna go to bed. But yeah, you all, that is your channel message. That is what you all can look forward to in this next phase of your life. We have abundance, we have support from the other side, we have developing, you know, a relationship with a new part of yourself. We have you getting everything that you want. And maybe some of you being surprised that this is what's happening, being shocked by how fast and how easy it's happening. But y'all gonna get what y'all want. This next phase is really exciting. It's really, really exciting. Make sure you are moving at a pace that is manageable for you and you're not like forcing anything. Let things come to you. Be open to receiving. That is what you have to look forward to in this next phase. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching this video. If you all would like to get into any more details and into any more specifics on your journey, your spiritual journey, your career, your path, your purpose, a relationship, anything really. If you want any more specifics, any more details that you want to get into, I am offering readings at this time, so you can book a reading with me. The link is down in the description box. Also, if you want to hear from your spirit team or your ancestors directly, I'm doing spirit team and ancestor channelings as well. Link is in the description box. But yeah, you know where to find me if you want a reading. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next. Good luck, have fun. I hope you all flourish and expand in the best way possible for your highest and greatest good. See you next time. Period. Poo.